Okay, so I was attempting to record a video for my 1 minute public speaking challenge, and a topic occurred to me, and I wanted to encapsulate everything that I wanted to say in under a minute, which did not seem possible or even ideal to me because I wanted to talk about it in depth. So here's the setup. I'm all cozied up, and we're gonna talk about this because I feel like I just need to get this off my chest. And if someone comes across this, I hope this helps you out as well because this is something that I have struggled for. I've struggled with for a long time. And first of all, I just want to say that age truly is a number, and we should not be embarrassed about things we've done and we haven't done by a certain age. Because growing up, I encountered a lot of experiences that a lot of people may not have, but I also did not encounter experiences that a lot of people did. And that made me really insecure about, I don't know, just myself and my identity as a whole. I used to think that there was something wrong with me or that I was a weirdo for not doing certain things by a certain age. And I'm not just talking about something specific, but a lot of things, because if I had to give you a basic example, it's like when I was 12 or 13 years old, all my friends, I think most of my friends had phones. And back then it was a big deal. And I'm talking about 2013 and 14. It was a big deal. And my parents were not those kind of parents that would just buy me a phone and let me waste my time on it because that's just how it was for me. And until that was pointed out to me, I did not think that there was anything wrong with me or my life. It was only after it was pointed out really heavily by a lot of my friends that, oh my God, you're 13, you don't have a phone, you don't have WhatsApp, you don't have an Instagram. Oh my God. That was the beginning of a lot of insecurities that, oh my God, they're right. A lot of people have made fun of me. 10 of my friends have pointed this out. Maybe something is wrong with me. And oh my God, I just need to make an Instagram and I need to ask my parents to buy me a phone because oh my God, I'm just so behind in life. And I feel like that truly was the onset for me to feel insecure. And it wasn't until a year ago when I kind of unlearned everything and finally found peace in who I am and just in myself as a person. Because I never ever thought that there was anything wrong with me. Ever. I was always okay with my life. I was always okay with the person that I was, the way I looked, the way I felt, just, off the top of my head, how sensitive and empathetic I am. I cry easily at things. I never thought of those things as a problem until some people were like, that's just weird that you cry at everything. Why do you cry so much? It's not good. It's just not a good look. Of course, there are a lot of factors that influenced me to feel that way. And I'm not complaining. But basically, the reason I started recording this is because there is no such thing as a late bloomer. There is no such thing as being early at something. It doesn't matter if a person has experienced something at the age of 13, and it doesn't matter if another person experiences the same thing at the age of 35. Because what matters at the end of the day is the experience. It doesn't matter at what age did you have the experience. A lot of people worry about the fact that they've never had a significant other, they've never even had a best friend, they've never traveled anywhere, and they're 25 and it's like, oh my God, like my life is going to end, and all of my friends did it at 17 and I'm just still alone and I haven't even been out of my house. And it feels that way because you're comparing yourself to other people. And I know that saying anything is not going to comfort you right now, but you need to understand, and when I say you, I'm talking to myself, you need to understand that, first of all, you all are different. Their life circumstances are a lot different than yours. And I'm not saying that in a way that, oh, they have stress, you have stress, they have problems, you have problems, fuck all that. I'm just saying that what goes on in their head is a lot different than what goes on in your head. And doing what they did or not doing what they did not do does not make them right or wrong. and the same goes for you. Because in this day and age, if someone comes up to you and makes fun of you for doing something or not doing something by a certain age, they really need to touch grass and just reflect on what they're saying. Because I have always been baffled by what people say, by their takes, because this is my take. I don't believe in age, I don't believe in time in the sense that certain goals have to be achieved by a certain time. I don't believe that, because then that would be limiting ourselves and putting ourselves in a box. And that's the last thing I want to do in my life, because I want to be free. And all my life, I just restricted myself because of that, because of what people would say, what people would think of me. Should I be embarrassed? I mean, I'm so and so years old and I haven't done this, and I have done this, and oh my God, other people haven't. So that makes me a fucking weirdo because I have. So it's like, it's a never ending conversation and it's a never ending dilemma. The point is that the more you focus on your grass and the more you water it, the greener it will be. Because truly, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter what you've done and what you haven't done. You're not late and you're not early. And I'm not even going to say you're right on time, just like one of those niche, just like one of those cliche quotes. I don't believe in all of that shit. Because the point of life is to experience it. It doesn't matter when you do. The point is whether you did or not. Because what you're going to regret at the end of your life is not, oh, I achieved that at 30, I achieved that at 40, I achieved that at 50. No. What you're going to regret is that I did not even achieve it. I did not do anything to achieve it because I was just way too fucking embarrassed of what other people were saying. Because I was just way too fucking embarrassed because of what other people thought of me. Or that, not even about other people, just that what I thought of myself because some people said some shit to me when I was young. I do understand that, of course, as children, as kids, those are our formative years and our minds are very impressionable at that age. And even just one remark by a close friend or a loved one or a primary caregiver can be extremely, it can either make you or break you. And that has happened to me so many times. I cannot even begin to express how many times. And I'm not just singling myself out. I know that there are so many people out there who've had that happen to them. And some people still choose to move in that vicious cycle. And sadly, some of them are not even aware that they're in a cycle. And on the other hand, some people have made something of themselves. And I want to be one of them because I have restricted myself enough. I have done enough of that. And that's very damaging because I don't care and I don't want to care. Even if I do give a fuck sometimes. I'm a human being, but I don't want to care. And I'm just learning how to not give a fuck because I'm reserving my fucks for what's important. I think Mark Manson said this in his book, but truly, not everything deserves a fuck, you know? Not everyone deserves a fuck, if that makes sense. Reserve your fucks for something that actually deserves it. And that's my take on this. You're not a late bloomer. You're not an early riser. You don't have to brag about doing something earlier. And you don't have to feel bad about not doing something by a certain age. Because that makes you you. And it's fine if you're still desiring it. You will do it. You will get to do it. And that's okay. Because for the longest time, for me, I used to think that it was the thing that I wanted to do or the experience that I wanted to have, like skydiving, scuba diving, paragliding, driving a car, and going to a concert, going to a bar, going to a club, and just, these mundane experiences that people normally have. And I used to have these things on my bucket list. And when I checked them off, some of them, I realized that it's not even a big deal. And at that moment, ironically, it did not even occur to me to think of how old I was. I do not care because whenever I share these experiences with people or I talk about them, what I don't talk about is my age that I had those experiences at. It's just a weird fucking thing that, I went skydiving and I was just like 13 years old. I was so young, such an early riser. Fuck that, bro. I mean, if someone talks like that, distance yourself from them. And this is not a justification That's just truly what I believe, because when I separated those desires with the timeline that only I had in my fucking head, that, oh shit, oh my god, it's me. I am thinking of life that way, that this has to be done by 25, this has to be done by 30, this has to be done by 40, this has to be done by 50. When I removed that timeline, when I realized that no one's forcing me, no one's holding a gun to my head, I mean, I can do whatever I want whenever I want, I realized that half of the shit I didn't even care about. It was just that time, shit, time is running out, time. There is no difference between January 1st and December 31st, other than the fact that it's just different names and different numbers on a calendar. Because, truth be told, if you're doing the same shit that you did in the year 2010, in 2011, you are living the same life. Congratulations. A different number on the calendar is not going to make a difference. I learned that the hard way, and I learned that last year only. So it's never too late. And again, what a fucking irony. There is no such thing as late. Just do what you're doing and keep doing it, and stop giving a fuck about what people have to say. Because a lot of shit is posted on social media every single day, and you absorbing every single thing is going to fucking kill you. A lot of people say what I'm saying, a lot of people say the opposite of what I'm saying. And both of us are okay in our own perceptions, but it's just neutral for you, because at the end of the day, your perception is going to be your reality. And I don't really fuck with content that does not really align with my values and my beliefs. And that's just me. But truly, I feel like ever since I distanced myself from people and social media accounts, I'm talking about people on social media that I used to follow and I used to look up to, I realized that life is just so much better when I'm watering my own grass and taking care of myself, and upholding my boundaries and focusing on my own life and my own values, and just not giving a fuck about time, because that's not even real. Today is tomorrow, and tomorrow will be yesterday at some point, and all we have is right now and what we do with right now. And if we're wasting our time right now, so that's how it's going to be tomorrow and the days leading after that. It's just much better to do the things that we want to do right now, not all of them together obviously, but one by one, and just giving our best, and let people be. Let your mom and dad be, let your grandparents be, let your siblings be, let your best friends be, let your partners be, let everyone be. Let them have their own opinions. You do you. Because again, there is no such thing as being early or being late. You're right on time. There is no time. You're doing good. All you have is right now, and you're doing good. Just do your best. That's all that matters. Once I removed the concept of timelines, I just realized that half of the things that I was even desiring in the first place were because I was so afraid that I would miss out on life if I don't achieve them by a certain age. I do not even necessarily want them. It's just that, oh well, those 10 people that I know have them, and they did that at like 18 and I haven't done it still, so I have to do it, right? No, I don't, if I don't want to. And especially if I add in the age factor, which has nothing to do with it. That is what baffles me. That's what the society has conditioned us to think. That you're too late, you're too early, oh my god, you're a loser, you're also a loser. So it's like, there's no winning here. That's why it is important for us to do what works for us. And don't be surprised if people tell you shit like that. I mean, it's like, okay, it's your life. You did what you had to do, and you are doing what you're doing. And that's completely okay. I mean, sometimes we just unknowingly judge people because of the preconceived notions that we have. But it's up to us to consciously either let go of them and form good and ideal, aligned preconceived notions, or continue with the ones that we already have. But then that just really leads to a decline in our own quality of lives, because then you would just find yourself judging people for no reason. And that's a whole another topic. But you have to realize that, long story short, we are the only ones who are getting affected by our perceptions. If I think that a specific outfit on a specific person is ugly, they don't care about that. But that came into my own mind, and that kind of poisoned me in that moment, that Why did I think like that? I should not be thinking that way. Not that I'm judging myself for that. Things should have to be a certain way, but just I don't want to be the kind of person that looks at someone and the first thing that strikes me is that, ew, what a weird outfit. I mean, inherently it's neutral, it's neither good nor bad, so why does it automatically go to bad? That's what I'm talking about. That if there is a certain perception that you have of someone, or someone you come across, and it's a preconceived notion, obviously, correct yourself. That's how you change. And when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Try it and test it. That's how life works.